hurting me for? Why are you obsessed with my scars? I want your heart in my arms, but you're underestimating mine. Yeah, what genre can I not get on? Yeah, I got a vendetta. I'm gonna be so much better than you and everything that you thought that I know where to start. All I know is you're killing my vibe. Something about this just isn't right. Played me around from my head down to my toes. Somehow that just makes me want you more. Said it's been a long time, now you're at my door, that I haven't seen you for. There's just one thing I need to know. Are you really gonna waste my time? Ever since I called you mine, I just need to understand why you don't wanna be mine, mine. Why you don't wanna be mine, mine. Why you don't wanna be mine?
First thing I met you, you came right through, you knew just what to do. Now I just got to know you. The confidence to play, yeah, you got me back. Pull up, show me how a life for you could be. Wait, hold up, no love, heard you with somebody. Left me out here, put me on a one-way train. Was trying to bring you flowers in the pouring rain.
All I know is you're killing my vibe. Something about this just isn't right. Played me around from my head down to my toes. Somehow that just makes me want you more. Said it's been a long time, now you're at my door, that I haven't seen you for. There's just one thing I need to know. Are you really gonna waste my time? Ever since I called you mine, I just need to understand why you don't wanna be mine, mine. Why you don't wanna be mine, mine. Why you don't wanna be mine?
Well. Happy Thursday, people. How are we all? And welcome to the second episode of Stargazer Radio. And this week we are featuring our very own Fenris Shoots, aka Lewis Chrisp. And let me tell you, there is something very, very special about this particular artist. Not only is he an amazing community member, he's a very, very good friend and just so immensely talented. I am beyond thrilled to have him on the show this evening. So without further ado, I think we should bring him in. Everybody, if we can give a very, very big Stargazer Radio welcome to the wonderful Lewis Chrisp.
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I had myself on mute.
You're absolutely fine, my lovely. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Just been vibing to your tracks. Absolutely awesome. Yeah. And I'm very, very happy to be able to announce that we will be having something of an exclusive a little bit later on during the show. So please do stick around for that. I have heard the newest single, which we will all be hearing. And let me tell you, oh boy, everyone is in for an absolute treat.
Very excited.
Yes. So before we get started with the actual kind of full-on interview questions, tell us all a little bit about yourself.
Do you know, I hate when people ask me that, because you're just like, what is the most interesting fact I can come up with right now? So I am 27. I am from Newcastle. I don't want to speak about the fact that I'm 27 because COVID, you take 2 years off, in reverse. Because that doesn't count.
No.
You know what I mean? So really, I'm 21. But
Yeah, I've lived around the world because my dad's in the army, and
Nice.
now I'm here. I started professionally releasing music about a year and a half ago, something like that. And yeah, here we are. Here we are.
Here we are. So, given that you've only just, as you said, you've only just kind of started releasing music yourself like a year and a half ago, what was your first experience with music, and how did that influence you to pursue a career in it yourself?
Do you know what it is? Like, bit of a weird fact is that I actually never wanted to pursue music at all. It's never something that I actually wanted to do when I was growing up. Like, I love singing, like, straight up. Like, that was like I really enjoyed doing it, but it was always just a hobby. I wanted to be a lawyer, to be honest. That was like my initial, like just because I love arguing with people. So I thought, that's it. I'm gonna find a job that I can get paid to argue.
I love that.
but basically I failed like all my GCSEs. So then I was like, right, well, what else can I do? Like, what else do I know that I'm good at? And I was like, right, I know I can sing, even though back then I could not sing. I just made noise from my mouth. So I just thought, you know what it is, let's just delve into this a little bit. And yeah, I think because I was kind of like pushed into it, I was forced by the window, like against the window pane, like screaming, like then I fell into music and I just absolutely fell in love with it. I ended up going in to do my sixth form, and that's when I started like creating like my own kind of like music, and I was like, oh, okay, this is great. And then I had to delve in and like write like dissertation stuff about like different artists and stuff like that. And I was just like, wow, like so much goes into this. And then I realized that I could kind of take the argument side of what I wanted to do as a job and kind of still have something where I'm able to talk about stuff, and have it mean something to me. So then I was like, well, at least if I can have that as like my job, then that's something that I also really enjoy doing. But yeah, that's kind of like I fell into it really. It was something that I pursued until like quite recently.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I don't love it nonetheless. It's now I couldn't think of myself if I was a lawyer, I actually think I'd be miserable. So I'm actually glad things just happened the way that it did.
So what did you actually do your dissertation on? You said it was about the study of music and different artists.
I did. You know what it is? I did like an earlier like kind of module on the influences of like black female rap artists and how they influence like and how it's always been a place of where people open doors for the next artist rather than for male artists they could just jump in at the gate. But like I had like a huge like talking about like Mary J. Blige and Queen Latifah, and then how a huge like maybe was able to go into like huge things about TLC and kind of stuff that they did for the industry. Yeah, it was all just around about that kind of frame of what like female like majority black artists did for the music industry to where we are now. It was good. I enjoyed it.
That's fantastic. How would you describe your style of music?
I don't try to like go down in one type of thing. I think overall, I think if I would say that my type of vibe is like sad euphoric songs are like my pinnacle kind of music vibe that I create. And either that maybe this song might be sad whilst the lyrics are happy, or the song would be really happy while the lyrics are really sad. That's usually, I like to have that kind of juxtaposition against the two. I can't speak today.
You're absolutely fine. I can't speak most days, so we're in good company.
Right, that's great.
All right, so who would you say your biggest inspirations are, and how have they influenced the style that you've cultivated for yourself?
Oh,
yes, it's
Lord.
that question.
Oh God. Do you know what it is? Like I could go around and I could say like I loved Lauryn Hill, and like I absolutely love like Whitney Houston and Beyonce, like for majority of the time for a lot of their work ethic, and not even like for their music, because I think for your own music, I think people need to start. Well, myself, I started to come away from trying to look to different artists for like my inspiration of people who I look up to, because I need to find the inspiration like with myself. I think if I don't find that, then I'm never going to write a song that like I'll truly like for a long period of time. The reason that it takes me so long to release a song, because I'll make a full song, spend hours and money, so much money on that song, and then I'll hate it. And I'm like, I like always knew that I shouldn't have went down that route of making that song.
Yeah.
So it took a while to find that own kind of inspiration within myself to be like, this is the type of vibe that I want to go down, rather than trying to look for where the trends are or what people are doing at the minute, because that way, just it never competes with my brain and thinking that a thing could be a timeless song that I would happily sing for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense. And I like the idea of finding that inspiration within yourself.
Yeah.
And finding
100%.
something that is going to be timeless for you.
Yeah.
Rather than something that you want to be, not that you don't want your music to be popular, of course, but you don't want it to be popular, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, like I just wanted to be in a balance where like I'm gonna enjoy it as much like as I'm gonna enjoy it now when I release it 6 months later, and just the same as that, maybe if somebody found it in 6 months' time and it's the first time they heard it, they think, oh, that's a great song, rather than thinking that they needed to know me for that song to be good. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I get you.
yeah, it's a blend.
Are you able to talk us through your songwriting process with that in mind, with sort of finding your own inspiration in mind?
Do you know what it is? It's crazy, you know. The way I write songs is mad compared to everybody else that I know. People write music usually that I know, and they'll find a topic that they want to talk about. And yes, I do that sometimes. But I work with a lot of producers for my songs. I think if I was sat down like with like someone that was like playing guitar or piano, it would be a whole different writing experience. But because a lot of the time I'm working with producers, I get sent like just honestly hundreds of tracks all the time. And I just kind of like just play the song and I just vibe. And I literally, from that moment, I'll just literally just start coming up with the lyrics and the melody on that point. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And sometimes it's a really subconscious kind of process. So for instance, one of the other songs that's coming out in the future, I don't know if I'm going to do like a full release, but I literally started writing it, and then I realized that I was writing about my friend who had recently just told me about a relationship quarrel that she'd been going through. And I came away from it and I was like, oh my God, this song's about like my friend. And I was like, how did that happen? You know? And it just flows, because majority of my songs I write within 10-15 minutes.
Wow.
So it's a really like quick change around. Obviously sometimes with certain songs, like the lyrics will come like straight away, but the melody won't be there. But sometimes the melody be straight there, and then the lyrics I like add to throughout down the line. But majority of the time, like Leaving Me, for instance, and You, I wrote within one session. And mine was done, I literally got the track, I actually sat down and I wrote the initial first verse and melody within 5 minutes, and then sent it to my friend. She sent back that, and then yeah, it was that whole, honestly, mine was the quickest turnaround. I literally went in the studio, got it recorded after I wrote it the day beforehand, got in the studio, recorded it, got somebody else to come in and fully recorded, finished the song within the space of a week, and released the video within 2 weeks as well. It was mad. It's absolutely crazy.
What was the hardest part of that? Was it actually writing the song or producing the video? Because I can imagine creating music videos it's tough work, the amount that goes into
that's
it.
why I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore unless my song goes viral. I am not doing a video anymore. Yeah, no, I think it's, you know what it is, the most difficult part, I think, of a whole recording process is actually getting the song recorded to sound how I need it to sound. And then also the follow-up kind of mastering that needs to get done to the tracks.
Yeah.
That is where I find the most difficult, because I will literally listen over and over and over and over and over again, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. And I'm so pernickety on every single tiny thing on a track. And I'm like, I need that to be fixed, I need that to be fixed. That 1 millisecond doesn't sound right, we need to re-record the whole verse again. That's the part of it that takes the most time, is recording the track and producing the track. It's a nightmare. But because of me, because of nobody else, because of me. But that's fine. That's why the songs are now, I'm happy with them. Some of them I hate, but that's fine.
Some of them you hate?
Yeah, the one, I can't deal with that song ever again in my life.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it took 9 months to get that song out.
Wow. Why?
9 months, and it took me about close to $1,000 to get that song ready, and it still did not come out the way I wanted to at all. I think the song sounds awful. Sorry, I'm not going to go down that route, because I could literally talk and go mad about it for ages. So yeah,
we just don't talk about that song.
No.
Exist.
No. I very rarely sing it live, but when I do, it's always a vibe. But to be fair, it wasn't a mistake, because the song did okay, but I learned to not like do that again. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. You learn, you live and you learn.
And I I think that's true for everything, but I suppose especially for the kind of business that you're in, you have to very quickly learn what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, 100%.
So, along a similar note, which song was the most difficult for you to write? Whether that was from a technical point of view or an emotional point of view, or both?
That's a hard one. Because there are songs that like I found really, really difficult to like go through the song process, but they were never released. Because I got hacked.
No way, did you really?
Oh, I got hacked. So all of the music that I worked on throughout all of my uni got taken away from me. All gone. I had so many good songs in there. And it was a song called Scars. And he was talking about like the whole song, literally like I'd just broken up with someone that I was in a situationship with, and it was the first time that I ever felt like heartbroken. And I came into uni and we needed it like a slow song to go on the album, like for the uni project. And we literally sat down and he literally started playing some chords in the piano, and literally this whole song just came out in one go, and like that was it. That was recorded. It was done. I literally went to the toilet and I was just a mess. Like mom, just an absolute mess. But it was good because it helped us heal on that matter. But it's now a song that will never ever see the light of day because it's gone. And could I remember what the lyrics did or how the melody went? No. But it was actually just about a song of like saying like, why is it always me that retains these like eternal emotional scars when everybody else seems unscathed? And that was the kind of like vibe that the song went down. But no, I think as of recent, to actually answer your question properly, I think would be You, to be honest. Okay. I don't know because the overall kind of consensus of the song of You is like meeting someone on a night out and just wanting to get to know them. But this song kind of comes from like a little background of like a bit of like eternal desperation, because it's like always feeling like when you're out somewhere that you want to get to know people because nobody actually really knows you, and that's kind of the way the song was kind of wrote. And like my songs always seem like very like basic on like the top line, but I do that to try and make it a bit easier for like the listeners to hear in, but to try and like I was like trying to put in the odd words like there is like the space and time, you're gonna make me lose my mind, okay, gonna make me lose my mind. What's my lyrics? Space and time, gonna make me lose my mind. I can't remember, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, but yeah, so just throughout my lyrics, like if people listen through and like they peel out like little parts of the song, they'll be like, oh, okay, that was a bit deep, and then it disappears. So it's like it just dips in and out of like deepness and then back to like something that's like hardness. Because like I wanted to have that kind of like flow in my lyrics where it's not too in your face that, oh, he's depressed, to be like, oh, he's having a good time, because it's a bouncy song as well. So I like to have a bit of both. I'm not actually depressed, by the way. Just a bit of, I'm fine. I was just obviously not in the right mental space when I wrote that song. But here we are.
But I think that is something that a lot of people can resonate with as well, with those lyrics, with wanting people to just know you.
Yeah.
And not just like a fleeting moment of knowing, but like that kind of, I don't want to get too, flowery and poetic here, but that kind of deep soul connection. I think everybody kind of craves that with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, and do you know what like the soul comment was why I wanted the melody and the song to sound really soulful anyway, because it was a strong connection kind of song with something that was more emotional than just on like the way somebody looks or the way somebody acts.
Yeah.
It was more about like I want to get to know someone like on a deeper level, like in a more spiritual level, and that's why like I relate to the song so much, because of the way that the music kind of like trickles in and out as well as the lyrics deepening in and out. It has like a really like nice balance between the two, which I think if people listen to it with just like if that's what I mean. Just I feel like I just try to write songs that just on the base level just seem basic, but they're not. Listen through. I think about these things when I'm writing and creating songs.
So I mean, I think that's also kind of answered my next question, which was the song that has the most meaning behind it for you. Would that be You, or is there another song that has that kind of?
Do you know what it is? It's Leaving Me and You, like the two of those ones I think were the deepest ones. Over like everything. Leaving Me was very much the same type of vibe, and it was kind of written in a kind of the same kind of area in my life, of like that kind of thing. The same with mine. If like the three songs back to back kind of had the same kind of like similar kind of storyline, but they're all very different in the sense of like where I was going to. So Leaving Me was obviously like kind of like knowing. So it was kind of about the situation I was on about before, knowing that something's already coming to an end, but not wanting it to be over, but you're having to accept it that it's already over, and that's why it's like this song is like, I just hear the music because I wanted to obviously, to sound cool, but I just hear the music, meaning like I hear the music of like the like what you're saying beyond the lines, like reading between the lines.
Yeah.
And you're moving to new things. I want to feel the rhythm, and then like I need to feel the rhythm either between us working together and not working together. I want to feel the rhythm. Your heartbeat is grooving, and by that I meant like someone's heartbeat is like completely grooving to a different kind of area of their life and not me anymore.
Yeah.
I just feel the music, moving to new things. I want to feel and you don't want to touch me. I know what you're doing. You're leaving me. So that kind of area was just like, I know that it was not working anymore.
Yeah.
So I already knew what the person was doing. So I knew that it was already coming to an end. So that's what this kind of song was like. I don't want it to end, but I know that it kind of has to because you're obviously not happy with me. Whatever. And then mine was kind of like the same kind of storyline. Like I kind of boasted a lot in the song about like I kind of said like what genre can I knock it on, and I said none because obviously I can do anything. That's kind of the vibe I was going through, but kind of like saying it in a point of like, why would you leave this,
Yeah.
And why would you not want to be mine? Like that was the vibe. It wasn't like you don't want to be mine as in like, oh, you don't want to be mine. It was more like you don't want to be mine. And then you was kind of like traveling onto a different kind of scenario of like, this is the moment where I'm going into, I want to be something else now, and I'm ready to find somebody else that wants to get to know me personally. And then this new one, well,
let me tell you. And I mean, I think that's actually probably a really good place to lead into the new one. Tell us about it. Before we play it, tell us about the new single.
Okay, this is just a banger, to be honest. That's all I need to tell you, to be honest.
He's not wrong.
Do you know what it is? Yet again, this track just fell on me. And I was like, I'm vibing, and it gave me so much old school, like Timberland, like kind of, like Timberland and like Justin Timberlake type kind of vibes. Yeah. And I was like, my God, I want to jump on this somehow, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. And I thought, do you know what? It's time to lose a bit more of my lower register, and just have a good time. This song doesn't have a huge amount of meaning behind it compared, obviously, to the other ones I was talking about. Because this song is kind of like in that point of your life where you're just like, I'm just going to do me and I'm just going to have fun. To be honest, the song is about a one-night stand. And that's kind of the vibe of the song, just to enjoy yourself and enjoy your night and just do whatever the hell you want to do, because you went through all that stuff and we're just about to come into Hot Girl Summer. So that's why the song was made, and that's why I'm very happy with it, because it's kind of the vibe that I need to be in right now. And being myself.
Feeling yourself, be yourself, do yourself. This screen is going to go for the next few minutes while we listen to the new exclusive new single from...
Can I introduce it?
Of course you can introduce it. Take it away.
Okay, everyone. I hope you love my new single. It's out on the 10th of March. This, I don't know if you've got the cover out there as well, do you?
I do.
Yeah. So enjoy my new single. This is called SKREAM with a K.
Let's go.
Captured by your eyes, you got me hypnotized. Do you look like this all the time? I wanna hear you say my name. Nobody does it the same, yeah. Cause the way your body moving and the way your booty shaking, at the thinking that we're speaking, at the thinking that you're faking, ain't nobody else could take it, ain't no fake it till you make it. Don't let me down. Cause the way your body moving and the way your booty shaking, at the thinking that we're speaking, at the thinking that you're faking, ain't nobody else could take it, ain't no fake it till you make it. Don't Don't let me down, down, down. Tell me what you want. Give me what you need. Anytime you want. Anytime you want. Anytime you want. Everything is yours. I don't need to talk. Just make me scream. Make me scream. Make me scream. Tell me come on. Tell me come on. So we can last forever. Tell me come on. Tell me come on. So we can last forever. It's crazy to think that you just bought me a drink. We're moving in sync and now we're together, baby. Throw me down, don't let me throw in the towel. Now, hold me down, don't make me wanna tap out. No safe word, I'm here, no cap now. 6 round thing, gonna make me sing one more to the table. Can you bring? Cause the way your body moving and the way your booty shaking, yeah, they're thinking they're mistaken, that they're thinking that you're faking. Ain't nobody else could take it, ain't no fake it till you make it. Don't let me down, down, down. Cause the way your body moving and the way your booty shaking, that they're thinking they're mistaken, that they're thinking that they're faking. Ain't nobody else could take it, ain't no fake it till you make it. Don't let me down, down, down. Tell me what you want. Give me what you need. Anytime you want. Anytime you want. Anytime you want. Everything is yours. I don't need to talk. Just make me scream. Make me scream. Make me scream. Cause the way your body moving. Yeah, they're thinking they're mistaken. Ain't nobody else can take it. We can last forever. Don't let me down, down, down. Cause the way your body moving. Yeah, they're thinking they're mistaken. So we can last forever. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Anytime you want. Everything is yours. I don't need to talk now. Just make me scream. Make me scream. Make me scream. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Anytime you want. Everything is yours. I don't need to talk now. Just make me scream. Make me scream. Make me scream.
I mean, what can we say? Aside from, let's freaking go. If that song does not go viral, I'm going to eat my hair.
Better.
Honestly. When does that land again? 10th of March, you said?
10th of March, yes.
And that's
Yes.
going to be Spotify, YouTube, Apple as well?
Deezer, Tidal, Amazon, or anything that you need on it, it'll be there.
Everywhere. Fantastic. I love that.
Yeah.
Good
I'm so happy
people.
with the song.
It is absolutely fantastic. Like, and I was saying this to you earlier before we got in, that lower register, oof, I was not expecting that at all.
Because the way your body moving. Oh,
honestly,
let's
I
go.
listened to it last night, not long after you sent it to me, and I was sat, and I just, when your voice dropped, I just kind of went, okay.
with headphones in as well, I swear to God. Oh, it hits different.
Oh yeah. Good headphones for that track, people. Honestly, please do yourselves a favor and listen to it loud and share it when it drops. I
can't wait. It's my first release of the year. I've got a lot of exciting stuff coming out this year, so I'm very, very excited that this is like kind of the first step that I'm going for the year. So I'm looking forward to it.
It is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so very much for letting us play that.
Exclusive as well, by the way.
Exclusive. We love
Just
to see it.
for you. Just for you.
We love to
First
see
time
it.
it's played.
Talk to us about that album art, that cover art.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
Isn't it great?
sir?
Yeah. Also, the first people that have seen it as well is all yous. Yeah. I wanted it to try and be as PG as possible, but obviously the splats of paint is But yeah, I didn't kind of know the route that I wanted to go down with it. I just needed to like make it like, I don't know, just sensual a bit. And yeah, I just thought, yeah, why not? Let's just be topless and let's just splatter some things on us. And
I mean,
that's how it goes. I look at it now though, and it's made me remind myself that I need to tone my hair again because it's looking yellow. But yeah, the person that did it, the person that does all my cover art, is my dear friend Jack Bastique, who is a drag queen from Newcastle, and they're absolutely incredible at doing like stuff like this. They do loads of like. Have you seen any like pictures for club kids across like the UK?
I haven't. I don't know if my chat have.
They're the ones that bring like it's a company that brings all of the drag queens over from like Drag Race and does the shows across the UK.
Okay.
But they're the ones that literally do like all of the posters, everything for all of them.
Amazing.
They're absolutely incredible. And they also did like when I performed at Pride, they did like the full like back-end thing for us on the huge screens. So it looked like majorly professional. Just looked so good. It was great.
I love that. And I do want to just touch on one of the lyrics in the song as well.
Mm-hmm.
About how you want that person to say your name because nobody else says it like they do.
Yeah.
I love that lyric because I think a lot of people, most people probably have that one person that says their name and nobody else will say it the way this one person says it, and it just sets that kind of fire inside you somehow.
You know what I mean. I
do.
I was like, what lyric? Oh, but honestly, just there's something about like, you know, the way some people can just the way they speak it is just like you said, it already sets it off, and you're like, okay, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm ready, whatever you need,
let's go.
And you don't need to say anymore. I already know what you want. Like you don't need to say anymore. Which is it's such a funny track, because of the fact that, you know, I haven't really been touched in 14 months, but you know, it's manifesting. That's what the song's about.
And we do like something manifesting. We do like manifesting good things in this house.
Okay, carry on.
You're amongst friends and family here. Come on.
I cannot say any more bad stuff on this stream. I can't. I mean, the whole video is just going to be beep, beep, beep. I know it.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to drag that out of you later.
That's fine.
So, all right. Speaking of sort of lyrics and the songwriting process as we were before we listened to that absolute fire track, you must get creative blocks while you're writing. How do you get over those?
Do you know what it is though? Majority of my creative blocks come from when I'm just not mentally like okay. But yet again, do you know what it is? It's that that's such a hard one because I don't really get creative blocks. I just get personal blocks. If I'm ever in a rut with a song and I'm like I can't like come up with like what I want to come up with in this song, to me that just means that song isn't the one that I need to write. So I'll move on to something else and I'll just leave that one in the dust. Goodbye. And I just move into something else because that song wasn't what I wanted to create. So yeah, it's not creative blocks, it's just personal. Like I get blocked on everything. So like I get really unproductive, I don't work out, I don't look after myself. And that's the kind of like state that I'll go in every now and again, but I think everyone has that. But that's just when I won't write my most music. Right now, I'm just in a place where I'm going to write loads, and I've got so many ideas for what I want to do. Because I said to myself, how many singles did I release last year? Two last year. And I'm like, that's enough. That's ridiculous. How am I ever going to make it in the world if I'm just going to release 2 songs in an entire year and not really promote them? I'm over it. So my productivity for this year was like, I'm just going to try and release as many as I can, many different songs as I can, and just try and do the best as I can with my own songs. So yeah, right now, not in any, but I would say if any creative blocks that people could have, maybe just what you're trying to create isn't what you're actually trying to create. Maybe your creative block isn't because you think that this is where you want to go down, but you think this is what I need to do. Try a different route, like not go down the same route of trying to create the same thing. Just try something completely different. Flip the genre. If it's art, flip up the entire style, flip up the paint, flip up everything. You know, I think the best way to deal with it is just to uproot what your original point was trying to make, and then maybe come back to it down the line. Because as of right now, that probably isn't what your body or subconsciously you actually want to make.
Just shake it up.
Yeah. Like Selena Gomez says, shake it up, shake it up.
So, obviously, you don't have like a stage name or anything like that. What was the reasoning behind that? Is that something that you would do kind of in the future, or are you quite happy just releasing under your own name?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep my own name. I played around with a lot of different names for a while. It was um, Louc, just Lucy, and I thought, oh, that could be like androgynist, where it's like Lucy,
Mm-hmm.
and like blend in the middle. And then I was like, that didn't work. And then I was like, oh, it's like what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? I forgot. What was the question? Oh, Lewis, my name. Yeah. So then I thought, I was like, do I just have it as Lewis? Do I have it as Lewis CEE? And I went, okay, no worries. So I literally was sat there and I went, if I was going on the X Factor stage and they shouted my name, would it sound good? And I heard, Lewis, Chrisp, and I went, that's it. I'm just going to keep it.
Done.
So that's what I did. Yeah.
I love that. And I think there's something incredibly kind of telling that you had that moment of realization where you were just like, would my name just kind of give me that chill if someone was shouting it on a stage somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
And I do really love that kind of moment of self-realization where you're just like, no, I don't need anything other than me.
I'm trying my best not to respond to what somebody in the chat said. I'm not going to, because we are recording.
I know exactly what that is.
But you know, shake it up. I was talking about the TV series, not the Taylor Swift song. But I don't know about.
But we're not talking about that.
We're talking about me.
It's all about Lewis. You actually mentioned playing at Pride. How was that?
Do you know what it is? It was something, because obviously when I said before that my dad's in the army, I've moved like around the world, so everywhere. And we came out of the UK and I went to like my first Pride. It was the first time like I came out, I was like just me, like obviously being gay. And we went to Pride and it ended up being like a backing vocalist for one of the singers that was performing. And I didn't enjoy it because I was like, why is it not me there? Like I want to like make a party. And I literally thought, I was like, right, I'm just gonna like fully like hone in. And one day I was like, I'm gonna perform on that stage. And about 7 years later, I finally got the opportunity to do so. It was such a big moment for me because I feel like there isn't a lot of support in the gay community for like people like me. Mm-hmm. It's built with a lot of hate from both sides, from the straight community and the gay community. Yeah. So to have that kind of like always now have that and be like, this is my proven point that I can do this by myself and I don't need anybody. And like I've worked hard to get to where I am. It was such like a monumental kind of standpoint for myself. Because I was like, I've worked so hard to get here and I've worked so long to get there. And it was great because I did Sunderland Pride that year and then I also did Newcastle Pride. And it's the biggest audience I've ever performed in front of. There was about 8,000 to 10,000 people in the audience.
Wow.
And it was just to stand on that stage and like to have like my name like literally behind us with all the lights and to look out and see that many people in front of us. It was just a crazy experience. And just see them all bounce around to the music, it was just incredible. And that again like sparked the flame underneath us and be like, this is what I'm meant to do, you know. So yeah, it was absolutely insane. But best experience of my life. Like yeah, I think we met around about when I came off.
Yeah.
When I came off Pride and you came into my stream and I was just crying.
Yeah.
Just crying because I was like, that release of endorphins was just so strong. And I was like, I felt like I'm never going to be this happy again because it was just insane. And I've never felt like that before in my life, apart from when I'm crying over anime when I'm hungover. But, you know, it was good.
But we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
If you could give any aspiring musicians any advice, what would it be?
Yet again, another difficult one because also I'm, of course, aspiring myself. I think it'd be daft if no artist would be, because what are you trying to achieve? But I just think like there's nobody else in the world, no matter what they can say, what they can do, the kind of things that can be thrown at you that can stop you doing what you enjoy doing, regardless if the world doesn't think that it's good, or regardless if the stick that you get from certain individuals or people don't believe in you. You just, as long as you believe in what you're doing, regardless if your main goal is to get somewhere big or your main goal is just to release music so you enjoy doing it, just as long as it makes you happy, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And people can aspire to do anything, and if your aspiration is literally just to make music, then I think that's good enough. and I don't think people need to worry so much of what the end product needs to be. It just needs to be something that you're happy with right now, and just do what you love, and maybe hopefully the right thing will come along, and if it doesn't, that's fine. It's just as long as you know that you've spent your time and dedicated your time into doing something that you love doing, and I think that's all that matters.
I love that. I love that. And I think that ties into what we were saying earlier, is, you know, you do you, and be happy, and that will show, like, your passion for what you're doing, that will show, and it will shine through what you're doing every single time. 100%. So obviously you have a passion for making your own music. Mm-hmm. You must also somewhere along the line have a passion for listening to others. So with that in mind, who have you got on repeat at the moment?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull it up.
Excellent.
Because every single year, I will put it in the Discord, by the way, for anybody that wants it. But every single year, I put up on Apple Music, like, I have like a playlist of 2022, 2021, 2020, and now 2023, which I'll just add my favorite songs that come out every week and just add to the playlist throughout the year.
Nice, I love that.
So right now, the ones that I'm just constantly, that I've been playing over and over and over again at the minute, I'm in love with Ray's new album, My 21st Century Blues. People have TikTok, they would have heard just a heartbroken, high heel 6-inch in the back of the taxi. People would have heard that, right? Huge song, but the album is incredible. There's a guy out called Hera, but it's like spelled like H33RA, and he's just released a song that sounds like an old 2000s R&B song, and it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And who else? There was somebody else. Oh, Ava Max's new album, insane. And I've just fallen onto an artist called Sinead Harnett. She's absolutely incredible. I have no idea whether the girl's not huge. She makes like chilled out R&B music, so like, you know, like perfect bath music.
Yes.
Right. Where you can just put on an album and you just lay back and just vibe in the bath. Like, you don't have to think about it. But if you want to sing along, this, like, the lyrics are so good. And there's one lyric that's stuck with us, which is the reason why I've like become obsessed with the singer, is that she's talking about like song about like where like the song's called Where You Been Hiding, and it's talking about how someone's like disappeared out of her life and like not there for her, or like or somebody else new is now coming in. And she says, even after all this damage, I'm not damaged goods, I'm a free spirit. And it's stuck in my soul.
I love that.
And I can't get over that lyric, and since then it's like she's become like one of my new favorite artists just from that one like line itself. So Sinead Harnett, if people need, do you know what it is? I listen to everything, but pop and R&B and stuff like that, absolutely love it. But yes, I will send anybody, if anyone wants to listen to those songs, I will send it over to anyone. But
actually,
so good.
We do have a companion playlist for the show. So what I'm doing is actually making it a collaborative playlist on Spotify. So if I send you the collaboration link, you are more than welcome to add a few tracks in. Our previous guest has already done that, and it will go in line with each show as well. So the show will start, and then every artist's tracks will come underneath that. So
it's a hard one because like because I don't really listen to like a certain genre anymore. Like I'm literally the type of person that when it comes to New Music Friday, I will literally go through every single song and be like, I like the vibe of that, I like the vibe of that, and then I'll just jump them in. Like I don't just listen to one particular kind of genre. Obviously pop and R&B and like dance music is where I go to, if you haven't already like been able to tell. That's my vibe of music that I create. So that kind of genre always pulls me in the most. Because R&B is just the one, man. And if people can blend R&B with dance and pop, and that's what I think I do quite well. If I do say so myself.
I think we would all agree with you.
Honestly, I think that's like for me, that's like the perfect vibe, and there's not many artists that do that, which is why I'm like, it should just be me. It should be me. I'll do it then. I'll do it. Don't you worry. I'll do it.
He's got this.
I've got it. Yeah, Don't you worry, guys. You all take back. But because it's not really a genre that anyone delves down right now, it's really hard to make popular because it's what people listen to, but it's not like directly what people listen to.
Yeah.
So I find it really hard to gauge that kind of interaction because it's not too far out the way, but it's not down the mainstream level of anybody like particular. Do you know what I mean? So But I'm not making music for that. Whatever. I'll get famous one day. It's fine.
I absolutely fully wholeheartedly believe that. And if, as I said, if that latest single does not go absolutely skyrocketing, there's something wrong with people's ears.
100%.
I'm
It's
just
not
saying.
me. It is all of you.
I'm
That's
just
what it
saying.
is.
So what I'm going to do is I've got one last question for you, but I am going to just shout to my chat and say if anyone has any questions for Lewis, please do drop them in the chat and I will get to them so long as you've got time.
Yeah, please do. I don't want this to be over now. I've got time.
We got all the time in the world. So
Yeah.
anybody who has any questions, please do drop them in the comments and I will get to them. But for my last question, what does the future hold for you? Where are you going?
Oh, okay. So I've got loads of gigs coming up. I recently just made a big connection with BBC.
Nice.
They took my song from BBC Introducing and they turned it into the track, one of the tracks of the month, basically. And it was played every single night on BBC Radio for the whole month of January, and that was for you. And that has like kind of like created a new connection. For some reason, HMV have just started getting in touch with me, so I don't know what that's going to delve down into, but you know, you've got to put it out there. They've been using my songs on their promo ads. I don't know how that happened. And I'm doing an event. It's a new event that's starting up in Newcastle next week called The Future is Queer, and it's finally bringing together some queer artists that are there just to perform and sing rather than it just only be drag queens, which of course I love as well, but there is no really shining light or opportunities for anyone that's in my community that doesn't do that. So it's a really nice opportunity. And then I'm doing a gig at the Music Tap, which is like the week after, and that's gonna have like really big industry people there, so I'm excited.
Nice.
And then my new single comes out on the 9th of March. I've also got about 5 different songs kind of in the woodwork that are coming out throughout the year, which I'm really excited about. I've got about 2 summer bangers that I'm kind of delving into, and I've got a song that is like a birthday song, which I'm really excited about. Because I wanted to make a song, because do you know what it is? This was my ploy, right, in my brain, which I thought, why has nobody else done this? Is that there's not a lot of songs in the world that celebrates people's birthdays, right? And I thought, if I just make a song, call it Birthday, if people type in birthday on any kind of app, if they were looking to put it on their story, like on their videos for their friend's birthday, I would be in the 5 that are all existing in the world. And I meant, that is just free promo for an independent artist. Why does not a lot of people do that? So
I think that's a great idea.
that's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think it's absolutely amazing. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, nothing's really like set too far and like in stone. I think I told you before that I did just turn down a reality show.
Mm-hmm.
Turn down a reality show, guys, because I'm going to see Beyonce. What's more important?
I mean,
they can wait.
Absolutely. I would be, well, there would be no choice. If somebody said to me, you can be on this reality show or you can go and see one of your favourite bands live, no contest. Sorry, reality TV, you're going to have to wait.
Exactly. But yeah, I've got a lot of like big summer plans, because I kind of just wanted to have like just an amazing summer, because if things with music kind of don't go the way I wanted to go by the end of this year, I kind of maybe do want to like go off and like travel Asia and maybe like find a job over there. Because I had a contract with this Chinese company where I was going and traveling around Asia and singing in different hotels, and literally singing 6 nights a week. And I'm like, I could still make my own music whilst I'm doing that. So I've always wanted to do it. So that's kind of something that's on the back burner, that if things don't go the way I want to by the end of the year, I'm going to go, because it'll also then be summer over there whilst it's cold over here. And also $5,500 a month. So
Can't really argue with that, can we?
Non-tax, it's not in the UK. All your travel paid for, all your food paid for, and your accommodation paid for.
Hello. We do.
Yeah. Well, that's just in case. I'll be fine if my music doesn't go viral. I'll be fine.
But Stargazers, I think we can probably help him make it go a little bit viral.
Please.
Are you actually, with that in mind, before I get into the questions from chat, is your music available to be used in TikTok Reels?
Yeah, everything.
Perfect. You heard it here, chat.
Not my newest one yet, though, by the way. It will be. I've just been copyrighted on my own song. We'll get there.
Suz. Of course you have. Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Chris asks, if you could play any location in the world, where would you play?
If I could play any location in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, I think like the dream for like many artists is like Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to do something like I would love to perform somewhere that just has like just an amazing background. Like I know, like you know, like that that huge like I think it's an airport in Singapore, and it's got that like concave and like waterfall that's in the middle of the airport with a subway station in the middle of it. Like it just looks phenomenal, like something like that. You know, did you see the Adele thing that she did in front of the Science Center in America?
Mm-hmm.
And she was performing in front of like a huge telescope thing, and I was just like, that just looks incredible. So yeah, I would obviously there's huge stages that I would love to do and stuff like that, but to perform in front of like a huge like monumental kind of place, just think would just be incredible, because I think the visual effect of it would mean more to me than the amount of people that are in the audience, you know.
Yeah.
But also Madison Square Garden, of course, or the Super Bowl. Yeah, mulala.
Yeah, get him to the Super Bowl for the halftime show. Thank you very much. I would watch the hell out of that halftime show.
I would have a great time.
Not least because I am recently kind of into football. Thank you. But it would make the game much more bearable. Sorry to all of the football fans in my chat.
Yeah, we weren't vibing for that, but you know, I was only there for Rihanna.
That conversation was an absolute mood.
And I don't correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think anyone that's gay has performed at the Super Bowl.
Not as far as I'm aware, no.
No gay man, I believe. No.
Not as far as I'm aware. I'll have to look that up now you said that. So, you know. I
think you have to be American, though.
I think you could do a passable American accent. I think you'd be fine.
I'll get a green card.
There we go. Sorted.
I got one.
Falcon asked if you could have a featured artist on any of your tracks, who would it be?
There's so many. So many. Oh God. Oh, I mean, of course, I would have to say, like, obviously my big ones, like Beyonce, and, like, you know, like cliche ones, like obviously like Nicki Minaj and stuff like that. But if I was gonna pick someone that I think maybe was a bit out of my like kind of like genre, I don't know, man. Imogen Heap. I would love to do a song with Imogen Heap.
Really?
100%. I think she would be able to bring something out of me that I never even knew that I had. I think it would just be a really massive like learning experience of like a musician. You know, like the woman does everything, and yeah. I just think it would just be incredible to kind of like see that in action. So I think like to have that, I think it'd be more like I'd want to work with someone like that, not just have them like as a feature, but. As a feature, of course, I'd want someone that's going to like help me get the sales, but just someone that I respect. So like obviously like the big artist, but like Ariana Grande, like of course. But yeah, just there's so many. If Whitney Houston was still alive, she would be at the top of the list, but she's not. So.
Grizzly Shark asks, is there a vocalist out there who just makes you melt? Not so much their songs or their music, but their voice. Do
you know what? There's one singer that kind of makes me lose it all the time, and it's, I don't know if anyone used to be a fan of the Pentatonics.
Oh yeah.
And R.V. Kaplan, the bass singer of that, was, I thought, blew my mind. And then Mitch, the guy that was like the high end of the Pentatonics, incredible voices. But there is a guy that's got like such an incredible tone, that I think's just like insane. So sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. I was probably going to lie then. Doesn't matter. So yeah. But yeah, I think when I think of like vocalists, I think overall, like when I think of like what somebody can do with their vocals, I think all people's names are like leaving my brain right now. I think Ariana Grande is one of the best vocalists of our generation overall because of what they can do and the kind of vocal production that they can do. I think they're absolutely incredible. But male vocalists, like male, I find it difficult because I don't really listen to a lot of men, to be honest. I don't. Nah, I can't really think of any male singers right now.
I can highly recommend listening to Poets of the Fall if Marco's singing voice does not make you swoon.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
Very, very special voice. And Grizzly Shark also asks, would you write songs for other artists?
Ooh, yeah, 100%. Happily would. Because like for instance, like I said before, like when I subconsciously made that song for my friend, I think if I was in a room with someone and someone was like telling me their experience, I think I could definitely write about their experience in an easy way, and I think I would enjoy that. But I mean, like, I don't know, like Leaving Me, so exclusive. Leaving Me was never supposed to be my song.
Oh.
Leaving Me was supposed to be somebody else's song, and it was supposed to be getting sold to a big label. And they kind of like screwed me around a little bit. And I basically had two options. I could have basically agreed and taken the small amount of money with no royalties, and my name not brought on anything, and given the song away, or I could have kept it myself and released it against the producer's wishes, who had huge arguments with me, and in basically nearly legal battle, I just released it myself. But yeah, I would love to write music for other people. If I had the time to just sit down and write music all day long, I would do so. But because I don't, because all of them just aren't going to fit me, and I really enjoy it, you know. So I enjoy writing music. So yeah, that was a long-winded yes to that question.
We like the long-winded answers here, though. The long-winded answers are where the truth is. So
yeah, exactly.
All right, chat. Anybody else have any other questions for Lewis? I will give them a few minutes to catch up.
Did we miss any?
We did not. Although Timbo is agreeing with you about Imogen Heap and RV from Pentatonics.
Ah, yeah. Because Imogen Heap is just something else, you know.
I believe someone correct me if I'm wrong. I believe she did a song with Blue October.
Ow.
I think. I am fairly sure she did. I could be wrong, and I think I may have to go and look that up now.
I think she's just incredible. Like I think when an artist can like do everything. Oh,
congratulations! It's called
John Bellion. Sorry.
Who's that? No. Who's that?
John Bellion, right? If no one's he makes a song. Now I'm at an all-time low. I don't know if anyone's heard it. Incredible. He does every single thing by himself. Same with Phineas that writes the songs with Billie Eilish. When an artist like can create and just their brain allows them to just bring in sounds from like the outside, like hearing like a door lock, and they're like, oh, this is this is what I want to put into my song. The fact that somebody can do that, it blows my mind. So that to work with anyone that has that kind of like creative brain where it's not just writing music or not just like thinking of how a song wants to go. It's like the whole entire project in one go is just absolutely incredible. So Imogen Heap, I would hi, and I would. But John Bellion, anyone, just go, him, insane.
Him.
Absolutely insane.
Him, chat.
So what are you saying? Sorry.
The song that Imogen Heap did with Blue October is called Congratulations.
Oh, I thought you was saying congratulations to me. I was like, what have I done?
Thank you.
Am I on the radio? Oh my
I mean, yes. Falcon actually says he believes Sir Elton John did a halftime show for the Super Bowl back in 1997.
Did?
We think.
British and gay?
Right?
And Elton John's always been out, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I believe. So do I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really tell with people's outfits, so you never know.
I mean, John Bellion sings Guillotine, Timbo
Yes.
says.
I've sang that song so many times live. It's one of my favourite songs to perform live. It's a ridiculous song. Ridiculous. It's so good. You need to become a fan, Saf, because you're gonna love him. You're gonna love him. And now that I've told you that he does everything himself, you're gonna go crazy with him. It's ridiculous.
When you say like does everything himself, I always think about there's a guy that did the version of the SKREAM main theme with Lindsay Sterling.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. I can't remember his name off the top of my head,
Sterling.
but he did everything. Like, he was the drum beat, he was the bass line, he was the vocals, and I'm just like, it blows my mind that people can do that, and that people know that they can do that. Like, how do you find that out?
Yeah, it's crazy because I think like you know what it is, we were saying before about people that I would love to work with. I think I would love to just work with like incredible producers, like like regardless if you like Pharrell or not, or Timbaland, some of the best producers of our time. You know, like the songs that they've created is just insane. You know, and I think when somebody can create a moment from the music, not even with the lyrics being there, because a beat carries a song. Like, you know, like I like, obviously I love lyrics and stuff like that, but if a song doesn't have a good vibe to it, or a good section underneath it, you're not going to listen to it. You know, and like with John Bellion, like he creates, like he can play like every instrument, and like he'll make, like, it's the same with I don't even like him, but Charlie, what's his name, Charlie Puth, and he made like an entire song from just like things that he found around his house, you know, and that's like, he made a beat from that, and it's just I don't understand it, but I find it so interesting and so incredible. Ow! Sorry, I'm back.
Fen has lost it. Lewis has lost it.
Is it hard? That's what I want to ask you. Is it hard to call me Lewis here, not Fen?
Yes, because I always know you as Fen. So
Yeah,
I had to introduce you as your screen name and then as your actual name, so people knew. But yes, it is really, really difficult, because I think even if we were to ever meet like in person, I would still call you Fen, because that's just how I know you.
I'm going up to Glasgow on Saturday to go meet two guys that I've been playing games with for the past 2 years that I've never like met face to face.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, I'm going to meet, and I'm like, how am I not going to call them by the gamer tags? Like, I don't know them by their names. Like, it's like I'm re-meeting them again, you know.
I do have that problem with a couple of people in the chat who I know away from Twitch and away from streaming. I've known them personally, and occasionally I'll go to call them by their screen name, and I'm like, no, I've known you for years. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's nice though. It's like your own like secret name, you know.
Yeah.
Like I love the name Fen, so I think it's great.
How actually, and this is completely irrelevant to music, but how did you come up with that name?
So, to be fair, I've always been obsessed with Greek and Norse mythology. I thought it was just, I've always found it interesting. It was the one thing that when we did RE, I was like, why are we not studying like mythology? Because surely that was like the original religion. You know, I always found it so interesting, and it to me makes the most sense out of like any other religion, because they have a god for every minute detail. When it comes to famine, when it comes to beauty, when it comes to people being poor, the weather, like it made so much sense to me that all these gods were being praised. And I just found it so interesting that there was basically a huge war between like all of them, and it caused them all to be like kind of wiped out of like people's beliefs. And I'm just thinking, incredible. But I started becoming obsessed with wolves for some reason, just out of nowhere, and I was like, oh my god, I love wolves. And then I found Fenrir, which is he's basically the gatekeeper of the gates of hell, right? and he's also Loki's son. If people didn't know this, he's Loki's son. And I just find it so interesting. And I was like, oh, I love wolves, and that's called Fenrir. I just thought it was great. And then yeah, Fenrir was taken, so Fenrir shoots had to do, because a lot of the games that I play are shooters.
Of course.
So I just thought that would work. But then also, crazy enough, I play Apex, and Loba is one of the main characters that I play, and she's also, you know, obviously a wolf too, because Loba means wolf in Portuguese, I believe.
Yes, I believe you're correct.
It's just everything just kind of falls on top of it. I like wolves because I just think, you know, very much like me, I very much love being by myself, but I also love being around other people at the same time. I can be a lone wolf and also be in a pack. So yeah, I just love him. Love him.
I love that.
And I had a wolf. Do you know? Actually, that's what it is. This is why I said I love wolves, because I went to a sanctuary thing, and they were like, and they take in like animals and stuff like that. There was these 4 wolves that literally would lick in my hand and treat me like as if they were dogs at the sanctuary.
Oh my goodness.
And I was only like maybe 11, and I was like, oh my god, this is so exciting. And yeah, since then I've just been obsessed. Yeah, I've got wolves like in my room. And yeah, so Fenrir, there we are. There's your answer again, long-winded. People never ask me questions because I'll never stop.
And that's why I'm happy to have had you on the show.
I'll never stop. You know, if there's any ever awkward silence, I'll just keep on adding things on, which is fine. You know.
Actually, last question from Grizzly Shark again says, show your age. What was the first song, album, or CD that you bought? Michael Jackson's Bad for me, I believe.
Really? No way. Mm-hmm. My first single that I ever bought was Will Smith's Switch. Turn it over and come around now, switch. Turn it over and la la la. But a banger of a song.
Love it.
The first album, though? Ooh, I don't know, you know. I think the first album that I bought with my own money might have been Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday. Mm-hmm. I think that was the first album that I bought, because at that point I was still using BearShare and LimeWire. You know, he didn't need to buy albums. That's when we started just illegally downloading. Shh, don't put that away.
Beep.
And also just get friends to send it over. But around that time, I was, you know, N-Dubs. But I think the first album that I bought myself would have been that, or a Rihanna album. One of the two, I think. Mm-hmm. One of the old Rihanna albums. But Pink Friday was such a pinnacle moment for, I think, when I remember listening to like music that strong. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know.
Falcon said, MK says she thinks it was Backstreet Boys but can't fully remember.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, I love a bit of Backstreet Boys in this house, I'm not gonna lie. Let me just scroll up real quick here. Falcon says first album he bought was the Gorillaz' first album, and also WWF Aggression. I remember those albums, my goodness.
Gorillaz was amazing back then.
Oh yeah,
so good. Their new stuff I'm not really a fan of, if you haven't really. But their new album is not it. It doesn't give you that.
Not a vibe.
Doesn't give you that. It's not a funky, because they're like funk rock, aren't they? You know.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that on the album. And then they did an album beforehand, which was more like electronic rock, and I was like, oh, this is so different. It was great. But this new stuff is just like, it's like Pink's new stuff, boring. You know, I just kind of abide by it. It's just when people try and go down a different route, I respect it, but if it's good.
Yeah. Go down a different route, just make sure it's a good route, please.
Yeah, you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
You know? Don't just do it because you think, oh, this is different for me, let's just try it. Like, regardless if you like Beyonce or not, I think that woman has done almost every genre known to man, but never once has disrespected that genre that she's fell into.
Yeah.
Once. So I think on that case, but I just love Beyonce as well. I was just doing this because I think I was brought up listening to like R&B, listening to Destiny's Child and Michael Jackson as well. Like I remember getting a Thriller. Like, and watching that, and I was like just so blown away by like the artistic style of Michael Jackson, and just what he brought like to the world when it comes to like his creativity. And I think the only person really that has been able to do that since has been Beyonce, and I think that's why like I go to her so much.
Yeah.
Because regardless if you like her music or not, nobody has the kind of power that woman does in the music world.
Yeah.
Like, right now. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Adele, but it's in a different kind of sense. You know?
Yeah. I think even if you don't kind of vibe with her style of music, you do have to respect what she's done. Absolutely.
100%, 100%. 100%.
Dash says he would love to see a Lewis Chrisp and Queen Herbie collab.
Oh my god, you don't understand how much I love Queen Herbie. I love Queen Herbie. Queen Herbie used to be Carmen, if you know who Carmen was.
I do not, but
She used to sing "Don't leave me broken hearted tonight, come on, that's right, a cheerio." It was like #1 in the charts for ages.
I love the very English cheerio at the end there.
That's what she does. That's what she does. But that was like 10 years ago, and then she decided to come out like with her own stuff, and she's honestly an incredible rapper. But she's so good, so good.
All right.
I'll find her one day, and she will do a song with me.
Let's make it happen. Again, we are manifesting.
100%, always manifest.
All right, I think that's probably, I've kept you for nearly an hour and a half, but it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. So thank you so much, and thank you for the exclusive. That was just incredible. Absolutely.
Y'all better buy it. Y'all better buy it. You better buy it.
Hell yeah. Buy it, stream it, send it to your friends, get the word out there. Lewis is coming.
Send it to your local radio stations. That's what I would ask for.
And that too, yes. Actually, if there is a way of people doing that, do let us know how we can do that. Because yeah, I think that's going to be the best way of getting your name out there.
I think that's difficult because it's down to each individual radio station. So just find out, and then send it, and just get in touch with them. Just email it to them. Just like, there you go.
Just enjoy that.
But overall, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed it. It's nice. I don't really get a lot of chance passionately about my music and everything that I do. So thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed doing it.
Thank you. And I will chat to you later, I am sure.
Yes, of course.
All right, my darling. Thank you so much for being here. I very much appreciate you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. That was Fenrir Shoots, aka Lewis Chrisp, or Lewis Chrisp, aka Fenrir Shoots. Who, whichever way around you want to do it, I am so beyond thrilled that he was able to come here. And let me tell you, that new single is gonna go skyrocketing. But we have to get the word out. So that is the challenge, I think, for us as a community, is going to be getting that out there and helping to spread that word. And I think we can do it. I think we can do it, and I absolutely know that he can. So I could not be prouder. So thank you again so very much for being here. I very much appreciate it. And thank you all very, very much for being here for the second episode of Stargazer Radio featuring the amazingly talented Lewis Chrisp. I very much appreciate you all being here. And I will see you for the next episode. Not entirely sure when that's going to be yet, but as soon as I have something scheduled with the next artist, I will absolutely let you all know. But until then, I will definitely see you all next time. Thank you so very, very much for being here. I appreciate you all. Please take care. Goodbye for now.